So next up, we have Dr. Doreen Mapunda. So she's coming from the Regional Dermatology Training Centre in Moshi, Tanzania, where she did outreach with the Maasai population in Arusha area. And she will also be talking about virtual mentorship and increasing access to care through virtual mentorship at the Regional Dermatology Training Centre. She is also joining us virtually. Sorry, we had lots of travel and other glitches. So you guys are very, very wonderful to be joining us for this crew today.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Doreen Mapunda. I will be presenting to you on the role of virtual supervision in Training Dermatology Residents at the RDTC in Tanzania. As stakeholders in the health sector, we are aware of the global crisis in human resources for health, not only in clinical practice but also in academia. The WHO reported in 2006 a shortage of about 4.3 million health professionals. And this is worse in sub-Saharan Africa because this region bears 24% of the global disease burden, but is served by only 4% of the global workforce. Skin diseases affect 30 to 70% of the global population, which reflects a significant disease burden, and therefore low to middle income countries need to increase the density and distribution of skilled health professionals, including dermatologists. Here is a map of Africa illustrating the number of dermatologists per million in the population. You can see countries like Morocco, Algeria, Libya, Tunisia, and Egypt in the northern part of Africa have the highest density of dermatologists. Dermatology training in Africa still has a long way to go. As you can see on this map, which shows the number of training programs in a country, about 30 of the 55 African countries still do not have a dermatology training program. In Tanzania, we have the Regional Dermatology Training Centre, which is under the Kilimanjaro Christian Medical Center and the Kilimanjaro Christian Medical University College, which began its Masters in Medicine program in 1998. And since then, 44 specialists have graduated from 8 different African countries. The map on the right shows the Kilimanjaro region, which is located in the northeastern part of Tanzania. The RDTC would enroll 1 to 6 residents per year in the master's program until a government-mandated enrollment freeze in 2018. The problem started when the freeze was lifted in 2020. The RDTC accepted 21 first-year residents, and when these residents got to their second year, they required support in their research projects. Having only 5 dermatologists at the RDTC, the faculty had to come up with a creative solution, and this was to recruit supervisors from outside Tanzania to virtually supervise the residents in their research projects. 19 dermatologists from 13 different countries across the globe volunteered for this task, and so each resident was paired with 1 internal supervisor and at least 1 external supervisor. At the end of the academic year 2022-2023, we had to evaluate the virtual supervision program. We administered survey questions which were unique to each group. The residents, internal supervisors, and external supervisors were all part of the survey, and the overall response was 61.3%. The results showed numerous benefits, as the supervisors and the residents reported that one of the most significant benefits of the program was the exchange of ideas and different perspectives. Another advantage was forming connections, relationships, and networking. The residents received support, guidance, and advice from their supervisors, and 21% reported benefits to the completion of their research projects. Supervisors were also happy with the minimal cost of supervision since it was primarily virtual. However, there were some challenges, as is expected in any novel pursuit. In some instances, there were conflicting ideas between the internal and external supervisors. There were some communication barriers, mainly due to time differences and internet availability. Moreover, about 14% of the residents and 15% of the supervisors reported that roles and expectations had not been made clear to them. 15% of the supervisors and 7% of the residents who responded to the survey mentioned that it was difficult to meet as a group. There were some limitations in funding and resources, as reported by 15% of the supervisors, and 7% of the residents reported a mismatch in research interests with their supervisors. When asked if they would recommend the program to the following cohorts or subsequent cohorts, 100% of the residents responded yes, and 87.5% of the supervisors reported the same. They provided the following points as ways to improve the program. The first point is that there should be an orientation session where clear expectations and roles for each party involved are outlined. They also suggested a fixed meeting schedule, especially where the whole group can meet. And while pairing residents with supervisors, they should pair those who have similar research interests, considering the supervisors' specialties. And last but not least, external supervisors should be present throughout the research process, that is from the initial project proposal to the final presentation. In summary, this was a practical and creative solution that provided much needed support to the residents. This module facilitated the transfer of knowledge and local capacity building. And though the program was intended for supervision, which focuses on supervising the residents on their research projects only, some supervisors became mentors to their residents and continue to support them in their academics and career pursuits. The picture you see is of residents with their internal supervisors and external supervisors in various settings, including the World Congress of Dermatology in Singapore last year, some at the RDTC during the annual CME, and some went for external rotations at the medical centers of where their supervisors are located. And I did not do this work alone, so I would like to acknowledge the following people: Professor Caroline Wanat, Dr. Dorian Sabushimike, Maria Estelle, Dr. Malas, Dr. Claire Fuller, Dr. Lulikini, Professor Daudi Mavura, my fellow residents, and all the internal and external supervisors who agreed to be part of this survey. These are my references. Thank you so much for listening. Karibuni Tanzania. Welcome to Tanzania.